Hey guys, hope you're all crispy and crunchy. It's Zero Matter here, and luckily, welcome back to Yuri's Root of DDLC Purist mod. I have learned my lesson. I learned to save my game before facing difficult decisions, because picking the wrong choice might actually cause the future to spiral down all the way into hell, probably, or whatever. So yeah, I've learned to save games. That's good. Just as Monica told us in the original game. Great. And I kind of have to thank Natsuki that she gave me the tip to leave Yuri alone when she was having a hard time. So I should have listened to her in the first place, but I didn't. Stupid me. But again, thankfully, I could save games. I still can, of course. So here we are now. We are about to have a date with Yuri at the graveyard, which is kind of creepy, but I don't care. Yuri is creepy as well, some kind of creepy at least. I'm talking way too much. Just get into the game. I arrive at the park and take a moment to reassure myself this was all happening. It's a beautiful day outside. The park is tranquil. And nestled somewhere in the trees before me is Yuri, waiting for me in a small, secluded graveyard. I vaguely remember noticing the graveyard here on previous visits, but I had never imagined it would hold such a significance now. Well, I better not keep her waiting. A cooling breeze rustles the trees around me as I make my way to the graveyard, taking care not to disturb any of the graves. My mind is swirling with the prospects of the meeting before me. It will be the first time Yuri and I have gotten to talk properly since we separated days ago. There is so much I want to tell her, so much I want to apologize for, so many things I want to fix. I just hope I can do better. For both myself and for Yuri. I try and push the tempestuous thoughts back and focus on what's ahead. Before too long, I come upon Yuri, right where we had planned to meet. Her tall figure is particularly ethereal with the scene and soothing winds. She looks at peace, like she could contentedly fade into the landscape and stay here forever. Yuri lights up as she notices my approach. She addresses me as I stand with her among the headstones. I hope this place is acceptable to you. I doubt many people enjoy spending time in a graveyard. Her trademark modesty helps set my mind at ease. It's a lovely spot. I don't mind at all. Yes, I come here when I need a quiet spot. It is very pleasant for reading or thinking. Speaking of a quiet spot, I should turn down the volume because it's fucking blasting in my ears. Just by standing here and taking in the surroundings, I'm inclined to agree. I can imagine. Peaceful, secluded, even calming in a way. Perfect for contemplation. And that are the only company that cannot judge you. I'm struck by her poignant words. She's right after all. It makes me wonder just how much he's had to put up with to come with that. Do you think it's weird at all then? To meet up together at a graveyard? If I had been asked that question before meeting Yuri, I would probably have said yes. Now, however, it just feels right to be here. I don't think I could come up with a more fitting place for the wallflower Yuri. Not at all. I think this is a great place, and thank you for sharing this and inviting me here. It clearly means a lot to you. Yuri beams at my affirmation. I'm glad. I haven't shared this place with many people. It means a lot to me as well that you think so highly of it. Yuri pauses for a moment, looking contemplative. She takes a deep breath. Her eyes meet mine with a renewed vigor. Matty, thank you for coming here, despite my lack of communication. Having you here today is, after everything that happened, it reassures me. I smiled warmly in hopes of bolstering her confidence. Of course, how could I say no? And a pang of guilt flares again as I have trouble meeting Yuri's gaze. Don't say it like it's all your fault. If anything, I should have been apologizing for poor communication. I should have... Matty, the sudden outburst startles me. I am unable to finish my statement out of shock before Yuri follows up in her interjection. Please, Her expression softens in apology. Don't be too hard on yourself. Since we met, you provided me with so much support, and I feel like I never properly reciprocated that support. You stood up for me like no one ever had before. Normally I just duck my head at all at the teasing and rumors, but you tried to put a stop to them, for my sake. I thought I could handle it. For a long time I've typically preferred the company of books to people. The pages that took me away to faraway lands or gripped me in thrilling stories. Yuri's voice begins to shake. The pages that don't call you a freak for having a knife collection as a girl. The pages that don't shun you for reading during all your free time. Yuri, when we started dating, it was a whole new experience for me. I'd never been so close to someone before. I really enjoyed it, but I could not figure out how to express it. I'm sorry, Matty, you deserve better. Someone who doesn't stumble over their words so much. Someone who won't get you caught up in bullying. Someone who couldn't handle intimacy better. Well, stumble over my own words. I do indeed stumble over my own words, like a lot. If you could hear my actual voice, you would know that. The sight of Yuri's deflating pains with my heart. If only she could see how much he's worth. I decisively grasp Yuri's hand with both of mine. She looks up at me, surprised. I find new resolve. Yuri, please don't apologize. Not once have I ever regretted spending time with you. Don't worry about the intimacy or reciprocity or anything like that. It's all new to me too. That's the kind of thing that we figure out together, at our own pace. Whenever bumps and hiccups there are along the way, just being with you makes it rewarding. And there are things that I could certainly have done better as well. I'm sorry for trying to keep secrets from you. I thought that it would be better for you to never see nasty things like the chain email. But I see now that I was wrong, and that you're much stronger than I am. But Yuri takes on a somber expression. I should show you something. Before I can respond, Yuri begins rolling up her left sleeve. On her forearm lay a small assortment of short, white scars. Realization sets in. I feel a pit in my stomach form as I try and formulate coherent words. Are these? Yuri nods, her expression remaining pensive. They started as an escape when I was younger. I thought that if I could distract myself, the feelings of isolation would go away. The pain was an outlet. The idea of desperation intense enough to drive Yuri to self-harm sent chills down my spine. But it did not end there. It became more than a distraction. I have difficulty getting close to others. It was no different back then either. I would often find myself over-eager in sharing my interests when attempting to make friends. I do not blame others for being weirded out. Few shared an interest in my favorite books. I don't know if I ever got to mention my knives, but I'm sure that would have creeped them out more. My distraction turned into a sort of punishment, a chastisement for my failures. I was sabotaging my own chances at friendships. I got overexcited. I shared too much too quickly. So I hurt myself more and more. Recompense. Excitement only brought me trouble. I was sure to ruin the situation at hand whenever I got overwhelmed. My heart sinks as I realized there is still more to the story. Yuri cast her eyes aside. I wanted to stop there. I really did, but something was nagging at me at all those times. It was small at first, a siren's song whispering to me that I needed more, that the blades should never leave my arm. I realized... Yuri pauses to gather herself. I realized that I got a certain high from cutting. I don't know how, but it took hold of me. Seeing my blood flow and feeling the cool steel go into my skin, all while remembering my own failures. I inwardly wince at the imagery, but I can't falter for Yuri, not now. Now, whenever I find myself drawing particularly close to someone, or I'm reminded of how much I've awkwardly fumbled, the urge grows. I hate it, and yet I depend on it. I feel powerless against it. I recall her raccoon poem, and how, when we worked on the festival decorations, she had her sleeves rolled back. The grim pieces all start to fall into place. I don't want to live like this, but I can't tear myself away. Even now, Yuri's voice strains. I'm just a freak, ending up like this. My words fail me as I stand stunned by Yuri's reveals. To think she had a past and present like this. When some people see scars like these, they use them as another reason to belittle others. So I wear long sleeves all the time. She takes a deep breath. I haven't told anyone else about these scars. If you want to leave, I understand. They're unsightly after all. Silence hangs in the air. I'm desperately trying to think of what to say to offer anything to Yuri. Here she is, revealing her past to me, and now is when I draw a blank? Not now. Please, any time but now. Find the right words. Nothing. What is wrong with me? Yuri forces a weak smile. Well, thank you for listening, Matty. I'm sorry to have gotten you caught up in so many ugly things. I'll take my leave now. Wait, she turns and starts to walk away. Go after her, come on. Is this how it ends? She just walks away? Just get up and go after her, please. No, I can't let it. Yuri, wait! I call out without knowing exactly what I'm going to say, but I'll figure something out. So Yuri already opened up about her problems with me, then I failed as a friend. I can't afford to fail another person dear to me. I'll finally work on setting things right with my words this time. Yuri turns back in surprise. Yuri, nothing you've told me makes me want to turn away. Believe me. I admire you a lot, Yuri. I should have told you earlier. I try and imagine myself in your position, and I don't know if I can do what you do. Your confessions about your tendencies. I gulp as I gather the words appropriate for the gravity of the subject. I can't imagine that's easy to confess. And thank you for the trust you put in me. It means a lot to me. Beyond that, just seeing the way you do things, it just makes me like you that much more. In the face of harassment for your hobbies or your mannerisms, you haven't given up. You have kept your passions. Despite all that, you could have tried acting different or finding new interests, but you didn't. Do you remember the festival? I remember standing around like some kind of moron. It was you that asked me to hold your hand. You had the courage to approach me like that. That all is why I find encouragement from you. You have bravery that I don't. Yuri's voice begins to quiver. You do really mean that? Even with... She trails off. I draw a bit closer. I do. I love reading with you. I love sharing poetry with you. I love spending time with you. It makes me really happy to see you enjoy yourself, you know? And hey, who cares what others think that you have a knife collection? I think it's really cool that you have one. But why? Why? How do you enjoy my company so much? I feel my heartbeat quicken. I know how I feel now. Well, that's because I love you, Yuri. Tears begin to cloud Yuri's eyes. But I offer an embrace to Yuri. She accepts. Oh my god! Oh, this is so wholesome. Oh, sorry, but let's just appreciate this and... Oh, man. Keep her tight, man. Don't ever let go, okay? Promise me that. It sounds like the tears are in full force. Hearing her cry like this, I'm having a hard time keeping my own composure, but I have to try. Aren't I just a freak? I don't know if I deserve love like this. Yuri, that's nonsense. I'm an obsessive... Oh, I'm an obsessive freak who harms herself because she has no other way to deal with her problems. I'm too weak to stop, despite how badly I keep trying to. Not only that, but I don't know how to express myself to people without weirding them out. I broke up with you even though you were so nice to me. I didn't talk to you or anyone for days. How can you still love me after everything? Hearing Yuri like this stings. The words from Natsuki and Sayori come back to me. Now more than ever, I want to say the right thing. I don't quite know how I managed to articulate everything in this situation, but... Yuri, I just told you how. I didn't I? We all have our highs, and we all have our lows. The low points can be awful, but they don't define us. They're just points. We work on working it past them. I realized that when you broke up with me, it was because you didn't want me to getting hurt by association with you. But you don't have to do that, alright? Just being with you, it makes the words of any harasser meaningless. Please, it's okay to think of yourself at times. I know you can keep yourself going, but you don't have to bear it all yourself. I don't want to force support on you or anything, but I should have said this earlier and I apologize. You've been there for me, and now it's my turn to be here for you. If you're feeling down or troubled, I'm here if you want someone to talk to, someone to lean on. Just whenever you feel like you need it, I'm here. Matty? So, Yuri hugs me tighter. Words come through the sobs. Even though I harm myself and I don't want to hurt myself anymore or cause worry for others. Hearing Yuri like this makes it hard to hold back my own tears. Yeah, even then, and you know, that's why we have others. People we can rely on, right? I've my own problems too. I've lashed out at people, and I think it wouldn't hurt getting more direction in my life either. But we don't have to tackle everything today. We can help each other gradually. We can work together on these things, right? And beyond that, I'm sure there are others who would listen to us should we need it. We can go one day at a time. Yuri, if you'll still have me, I won't give up on you. If you need anyone, I want to be the support that I failed to offer before. Because you've already helped me. I want to be here for you. A breeze blows. We stand there together, the silent moment only punctuated by the occasional sob. Thank you, Matty. Thank you. I feel a wetness on my cheeks. At first, I think it's from Yuri's tears, but no. It's my own tears I feel rolling down my face. Here we are, two high schoolers crying over emotions in a graveyard, trying to figure things out. I bring an arm to my face in an attempt to wipe away my own tears when I'm surprised by an interruption. It's alright to cry, Matty. This is a moment that warrants such, is it not? I smile at her logic and quietly agree between sobs. Thus, we stand together for a moment longer. Sorry again, but can we just look at this? It's too beautiful. Eventually, we regain our composure and break from the hug. For a moment, we just look at each other, mutually unsure of what to say next. One day at a time. I like the sound of that. Yuri rings her wrist, seemingly unconsciously. If we could be together again like the way things were, that would make me really happy, and I promise I'll communicate with you more should something arise. And I'll stick to more proper applications of my knives. Just, I don't think I'm ready to tell the rest of the club about it. You don't have to if you don't want to. If I roll around the idea in my head a bit to ensure it sounds right. Yeah. If needed, we can seek a professional. Is that alright? Yuri ponders for a few seconds before nodding in agreement. Yes, that's alright. I'll work on controlling myself better as well, and being a better listener. Yuri nods and smiles encouragingly. So, pick up where we left off then? Yes, that sounds wonderful. And now, we have this relaxing music again. I still love this music. I'm sorry, I keep telling you that I love this music, but now you definitely know that I do. We stand once more. Even though we both agreed to it, it seems we weren't sure exactly how to pick things back up. We take a step closer, tentatively. And then another step. We're close. I can feel her breath on me. My heartbeat accelerates once again. We both lean in slightly. Closer, closer. I close my eyes in anticipation. Our lips gingerly meet. It was only for a second, but it was like time had stopped for that 1 second. We had kissed. I leaned back, opened my eyes, and realized we were both grinning like idiots. Maybe things would be alright after all. Hey, Yuri. Thanks for inviting me out here. Yuri returns her familiar, reserved demeanor. Of course, it was my pleasure. Yet again we stand, no words appropriate for the occasion. It really is a beautiful day today. Well, after a moment Yuri offers me her hand. I oblige with much more confidence than I had last time this situation arose. Shall we be off then? Sure thing. We begin walking together out of the graveyard. Oh, Matty. I pause for Yuri's inquiry. What is it? I appreciate how you stood up for me at school and all, but I just do not wish for another confrontation like that. Should that boy taunt us again, I would prefer a non-violent response, is all. I think it would be better for us overall. The thought alone of just seeing that smug mouth breather again irks me. But Yuri's right. Yeah, sure thing. If Yuri has things she's going to work on, then I should too. We match smiles at the reassurance and continue on our way out of the park. I'm sure we have a lot to figure out ahead of us. The first of which probably being getting the literature club back on track. But we can address that later. For now, we're content to just enjoy the moment. A short instance to catch our breath after all the turbulence. I'm optimistic. Now I think things can really work out after all. It's the first day back at school since Yuri and I had our graveyard rendezvous. Woo! All the four of them. Alright. The school day has ended, and for the first time in a while, every member of the literature club is present. It's a scene I had sorely missed. There was much celebration upon Yuri's return. A hole in the club was finally restored. And just like that, the club resumed its activities. It almost felt like nothing had really happened. Like the past week was just an empty gap in time. Everything feels right again. Thank you for sharing your poems, everyone. Another successful meeting for the literature club. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all will prepare for tomorrow. As usual, Monika's leadership keeps the club running smoothly. Natsuki and Yuri soon make their leave. I catch Natsuki's eye as she heads out. She nods and smiles at me, which I hope means, looks like you did alright. I'm about to ask Yuri if she wants to leave when I remember something I still want to know. Hey, Monika! Hey, Monika, hey, Monika. On the day of the festival, I recall that you basically set up me and Yuri. Monika taps her chin in a mock-thinking gesture. Oh, did I now? I guess you could spin it like that. What, are you not happy with it? Or about it? No, don't get me wrong, I really appreciated it. But I scratched my head. I just wanted to know why, I guess. Monica puts on her trademark grin, without skipping a beat. Well, we all need a little push from our friends once in a while, don't we? I notice Yuri trying to hide a sheepish grin. Yeah, I guess we do. Thank you, Monica. Don't mention it. I'm just always looking out for my club members, that's all. Monica soon departs as well, leaving Yuri and I as the only ones remaining in the club room. It's nice being back in the club. Well, it sure is nice having you back. Everyone missed you. A frown of doubt flickers on Yuri's face. I caused all sorts of worry, didn't I? I put my hand on Yuri's shoulder. No one's going to hold a grudge against you, Yuri. Things happen, and everyone understands you taking some time for yourself. We're all just glad to see you here again. Me especially. Yuri's smile is thankfully restored. I am fortunate to have such wonderful friends in my life then. And I'd say we're equally as lucky to have you. Well, I must be the most fortunate to have a boyfriend like you. Damn, she got me this time. I'm left grinning like an idiot without a response. Yuri laughs softly. She knows she got the upper hand on me there. Oh yeah, she knows. I make a mental note of myself to get her back at some point. For a moment there is silence. It's not an awkward silence, but rather comfortable. Just a short time to appreciate each other's company. It's nice. Unfortunately, I figured that I need to break it at some point. Say, want to go to the bookstore later this week? I hear there are some new releases I think we'd both like. I would love to. I will let you know when I'm available. I don't know if the novelty of going out with Yuri will ever wear off, but it's a nice feeling. Great, see you then. Our lips meet in a brief goodbye kiss. Aww. I bid Yuri farewell and began to make my way out of the clubroom. Suddenly, I'm cut off by a fist banging on the open door, followed up by a student blocking the doorway. A pit forms in my stomach as I realize it's the blonde cretin that I punched before. If I never saw his face again, it would be too soon. Why is he here now? Sup, lover boy? I look back at Yuri, her eyes wide in alarm, but she says nothing. I turn back to my harasser and realize from some murmurs outside that he's probably brought some of his posé with him. What do you want? He snorts. Huh. What do I want indeed? Well, since you so lovingly gave me this gift last time, he points to a fading welt from where my punch landed, I just thought I'd return the favor in some way. I was already suspended while you got scot-free for your email stunt. What more do you want? Well, I was just having a little harmless fun with my pals when you had to go and make it personal. He cracks his knuckles. That was absolutely unnecessary. Your little sucker punch got me good last time. Had to get the principal involved because you got the drop on me. But now, his face twists into a sneer. It can be just the two of us. A mano, why mano? Yeah. You agree? It'll be more fair if we're both ready from the start, yeah? Given the group outside the classroom, I'm doubtful of his claims that he'll live up to his word. Of course, if you don't want to face me properly, you can just go. I tilt my head while wearing a confused scowl. Come again? Yeah. You two love bugs are free to just waltz on out of here if you'd prefer. Of course, we've got a hot new round of emails to send out. I can feel my blood begin to roil in anger. I clench my fists unconsciously. Well, sorry to interrupt, but sending more emails around wouldn't do anything because most of the people you already have on your side, on the side of this douchebag, they are already waiting in the back, crowded to wait for him to punch me or whatever. So sending them new emails would just do nothing new. Anyway. A blow to the head might knock it out of me, though. At this statement, another student steps behind him. I notice they're holding a phone in front of them, probably filming us. I bet the principal would love to see that even. I'm even feeling charitable today. I might feel like giving up on the email without a fight. If you beg and grovel on the ground in front of me anyway, then I might be so inclined to just forget this all happened. Won't that be nice? He's got me backed into a corner here. His snide grin only grows wider as he sees me mentally wrestle with my options. I look back to Yuri again. She's shaking, eyes wide. I think back to what she asked of me this weekend. Use my words, huh? How effective would that be here, though? If we walk out, Yuri gets more ugly emails spread about her. I don't think I could bear to see more abusive aimed at her, even though they're all lies. You don't even know her. You idiots. If I fight this guy, he might finally shut up, but they're recording this. I can't imagine this would fly with the principal. They'd probably edit and remove all this guy's taunting too, so I'd look like the instigator. Hell, I got lucky last time. Could even take this guy in a straight fight. He's around my size, but I'm sure if I begged, they'd film that and spread it around too. Damn it all, what do I do? Well, got something to say, or would you rather let her fist do the talking? No, but no thank you. I will use words. And see what they will do. No, I won't let him get to me. Yuri's right, not to mention. I told her I wouldn't snap again. I wish this bastard would just disappear. But I can't give him what he wants. I think I know what would really throw him for a loop. I take a deep breath and level my eyes with my harassers. Yeah, I'm sorry for hitting you like that before. It was wrong of me to attack you. Ha, I thought you'd say that... Wait, what? I wave Yuri over. Come on, Yuri. These guys aren't worth our time. Let's go. I'm still angry, but I can't let these assheads see that. Yuri quickly nods and stands by my side. I take her hand in mine and make towards the classroom exit. The blonde boy is stunned and is having trouble forming proper sentences. You really just... But I... Huh? He visibly starts to lose his cool. That's it? That's really it, asshole? Well, I guess it is. Two of the boys' cronies try to block our way. What are you doing? Let me through. You realize I've got my own phone and I've been recording this entire conversation, right? It was a bluff, of course, but it wasn't such a gusty move that they seemed to believe it and ran away without a word, hoping to not be associated with this, or at least didn't want to take any risks. You're bluffing, idiot. Stupid moron. His blustering sounds less and less composed. You really think so? I guess you want to keep digging that grave deeper, huh? It's not so hard to act tough when you're faking it, as it turns out. Luckily for me, I suppose. I'll send out more emails. You said that, yeah. Even more than I had planned. You're gonna have to wade through so much shit that the rumors are going to follow and you decades from now. This is gonna last forever, you moron. You want that? The boy tries one last time to block my way. It's over, dude. I don't even care about this anymore. Just stop trying to bother us and I'll stop bothering you. You. He deflates as he realizes his threats don't hold weight anymore. He offers little resistance as I motion to him to step aside. Even he seems to be getting tired of this. This isn't over, just you wait. I don't even bother giving a second glances. Yuri and I walk hand in hand to the school exit. I like to imagine his mouth was hanging open in shock. Once they're all out of earshot, I check in with Yuri. Sorry, that was selfish of me, wasn't it? Now we're going to send out more ugly emails. I'm a bit surprised when I see Yuri smiling warmly. No, that was the right thing to do. Thank you for listening, Matty. I'm sure it was tempting to lash out at him. Yeah, it was, but are you sure you're alright with this? Absolutely. I believe you told me something akin to. It doesn't really matter what they think of us or what we do, right? Yeah, sorry. I did say that, didn't I? I thought I was the one who was working on apologizing less. I feel my face flush. She got me again. Yuri and I sit in the graveyard at the park with our newly bought books in a bag nearby. And what these books are all about, we'll find out in the next episode, accompanied by this lovely music in the background. Oh man, I think I have to compliment the developers of this mod on so many things. First of all, the backgrounds and the new OSTs are so good. I think my favorite one, I mentioned it before, is this park scene, but at night with the moon shining in the background. It's just so beautiful. Jesus. And again, the music, be it this one, I really like this one as well, or like the calming jazz-like music before we had in the park. And it's awesome. It's just so awesome. Just listen to this. I mean, it's perfect. Yeah. What do I want to say? Yeah. Also, I think we get one artwork for each character. Like for Natsuki, we got her sitting on my porch, waiting for me. And in this episode, we got Yuri to actually hug me, and she was crying while doing this. Which still got me, I'm sorry. And of course, not to forget the whole story that they wrote and tried to let it come across to the player. And I think they really did a good job at that. I feel dragged into the game, and this is what I expect from a game, to really get me in the environment and let me feel like as if I was a part of it. And that's the case here, so props to you guys, props to you developers. So far it has been an outstanding mod, so yeah, thank you for making this one. But I'm talking as if the whole mod ended. We're in the middle of Yuri's route, and then we still have Yuri and probably Monica to go. But I just wanted to say that because I really, really, really mean that, and I really wanted to say it at some point and show my respect to all of the developers. I don't know how many people actually worked behind it, but I just want to say it again. They did an amazing job on this. Okay, but enough rambling around. This is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.